Welcome, middle schoolers, to the third edition of the Middle School Minutes. I'm Mrs. Neal, and today I just wanted to share about my favorite quarantine snack. Who out there has been snacking around during quarantine? I know I have. Sometimes my snacks are healthy and sometimes they're not. But right around 3 o'clock, my very favorite snack is a Cafe Miel coffee. And I actually encourage my 7th graders to create their favorite quarantine snacks and share with the rest of the group. And so I created a video on my YouTube channel on how to make the very perfect cup of Cafe Miel. And for only about 60 cents a cup, coffee shop, it costs about $4 or $5, and it's pretty awesome. So you might want to check it out. Just to let you guys know too, I've been praying for you all. We are almost there, 8 more days. Take it away, Miss Metchke, because I know she has to hop off of here today.
Hi, everybody. So normally I do This Week in History. I'm going to do that, but as you probably know, the Derby was supposed to happen this Saturday, and it didn't. It's going to happen now in September, but I thought I'd give you some Derby history. So, in 1874, Colonel Meriwether Lewis Clark, who was the grandson of William Clark of the Lewis and Clark expedition, forms the Louisville Jockey Club and acquires land for a racetrack from his uncles John and Henry Churchill. That was in 1874. And then the next year, 1875, the first Kentucky Derby race takes place. Aristides wins in a field of 15 horses. 1904, the rose becomes the official flower of the Kentucky Derby. A horse named Elwood wins that year. In 1925, Bill Corum, a sports columnist, coins the phrase "Run for the Roses," and Flying Ebony wins that year. And then in 1970, Diane Crump becomes the first female jockey to ride in the Kentucky Derby. She places 15th out of 18 horses, and Dust Commander wins that race. All right, it's your turn, Mr. Carboni. Unmute your mic.
All righty. I suppose you're wondering why I'm eating a popsicle, especially why I'm eating a popsicle at 11:30 in the morning. And that's because, I want to ask you a question first. Do you like to plan your days, or do you like to more go with the flow? For me, in some seasons, like summer vacation or spring break or a global pandemic, I find that I really crave structure. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about creating new rhythms when all our other rhythms are kind of gone. One of my new rhythms is to eat a popsicle every day as a little reward for making it through my morning. I have it follow my lunch. This one's grapefruit. It's a little more sour than I wanted, but it's really good. Some other rhythms that I've made is I built a fence. We decided we didn't like it, so we tore it down. So I can't show you a picture, but it was fun while it lasted. And then the final rhythm is a daily call with my real estate agent because I'm buying a house in Indiana. I'm coming over to the dark side after living in Louisville. And so I wanted to talk, last Tuesday I had a really great opportunity with some college students to share with them 3 ways to grow closer to the Lord during the summer and to grow in discipline during the summer. And I want to share those with you really quick. The first one, the first point for, growing in your relationship with the Lord, growing in discipline over the summer is to call on the Lord to change your heart. Jeremiah 17:3 says that the heart is desperately sick. Who can understand it? And so we know that God is a great physician, and He can, even if we want to change, He can help us with that. The second point after calling the Lord is to check your motivations for change. I find that for me, after a week or so being at home, I either tend to feel guilty for doing nothing, for eating too many popsicles, shame that I haven't spent more time with the Lord, or hey there, Mr. Trion, or fear that I'm missing out. And you got to know that guilt, shame, and fear, they will crush you, suffocate you, and just kill your motivation. And so after calling on the Lord, check your motivations and ask for Him to help you to change those too. Because the only thing that can really motivate us over a long period of time is relationship. Be that relationship with our families, relationship with our friends, and relationship with God himself. The last tip I have to share with you for growing this summer is to, by grace, create new rhythms. Now, for me, it helps to motivate me to eat a popsicle every day after I finish my morning. It helps to have something to do with my hands to look forward to on the weekend. So, I'll get out of bed. It's easier to do manual labor before noon. And so by grace, create new rhythms, knowing that the Lord's mercy is new every day. After you've called on him to change your heart, after you have called on him to help you with your motivations, then pursue discipline. And remember the promise of Philippians 1:6. The Apostle Paul says to us, I am sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion in the day of Jesus Christ. All right, Ms. Klein, it's your turn.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Carboni. I appreciate that and the truth that you brought today. You even quoted out of my favorite book of Philippians, which I also was going to use a little bit today. So, as you know, this is Klein's Corner or Klein's Comment Corner, and my comment, what kind of stems from this week as we're looking at maybe actually getting out of quarantine soon. Governor Holcomb here in Indiana has said that we just cautious about things and looking at things, and things are going to slowly start opening up on a schedule of things. And so what I wanted to share with you is that out of Philippians, we are not Philippians and about really trusting God in that process, kind of like what Mr. Carboni was talking about was trusting God. And so I also thought, my comments tend to be kind of wacky and random. And so I also wanted to share this thought with you from Charles Schulz. He says, don't worry about the world coming to an end today. It is already tomorrow in Australia. So again, if you can't get peace from scripture, you can get peace in knowing that it's already tomorrow in Australia. I think that's also wise from Charles Schulz. But to go along with that, I wanted to, of course, you know what's coming, right? You know it's coming. I'm trying to get into the transition here. I thought this song would be appropriate. So hopefully... Stop. All right. So I forgot who's next in our order, but I know it's going to be someone amazing. And remember, be fearless. I even sang 1 second for you. That's pretty fearless.
All right, guys. Mr. Conley here. Time for What's Cooking with Conley. Now, today I'm doing something a little different. It's not my typical meat that I've been doing. I've done bacon. I've done sausage. This time I'm actually doing something called clarified butter. Now, if you've never had clarified butter, I know that Velveeta claims that they're liquid gold. No. Clarified butter is liquid gold. Let me tell you why. It has the butter taste that, is just so awesome, but it almost kind of tastes almost like a brown butter. But what it does is that you can use that instead of oil. So you can use it to saute things. If you cook a steak on a cast iron, like a screaming hot cast iron pan with some clarified butter, oh, it is so, so good. You can do all kinds of stuff. It has a higher smoke point than butter or even olive oil. I think it smokes at 450 degrees, so you can use it at higher temps. And so it's just amazing stuff. If you go onto Food Network, alton.com and then type in clarified butter. Alton Brown actually has the recipe that works really well, and he has a video that shows how to make it. And so that's what I'm actually making today. And I don't know if you can see it in there or not. Oh, that's the cheesecloth in a, there we go. All right, so right in here, right now it's cooking all the like liquids and stuff like that out. And you want to get it to about 260 degrees. So you make sure you have a good thermometer. I've got this guy here. That's what I use when I'm smoking meats outside, but it also works in here. You want to cook it to about 260, and then you want to pour it through some cheesecloth and strain out the little milk solids that you'll get, and let it cool, and then use that to do any of your cooking. And I'm telling you right now, you will not have better popcorn. It is even better than the movie theater butter nastiness stuff that they have a little dispenser and all that kind of stuff. This is even better than that. You can, if you cook it in a pan, you can use that instead of your oil, or you can melt it down and put it on top. It is fantastic. And I'm telling you right now, it is worth the time to do it. And it keeps for like 6 months in the refrigerator or a year in the freezer. So do yourself a favor, go on the Food Network, clarified butter, do it. It will change your life. I promise you, it is amazing. All right, Ms. Hammond, you are up next. Take it away.
Thanks, Mr. Conley. I wanted to remind you all to take care of your eyeballs. And Mrs. Neal and Mrs. Watson, they went and got some glasses. We're protecting our eyes from all the screen time because it can be harmful for your eyes and your vision. So a couple of things about health. Right now with my middle school math class, we are working on finding financial peace, which just means having a plan for your money, knowing where it's going to go so that you're not later in life struggling with paying off $200,000 of student loans and not having a vehicle, not being able to pay your house payments, things like that. So we're talking about little things that we can learn now as middle school kids to prevent us in the future having financial problems. And on that same topic of financial peace, I just want to bring some awareness that May is Mental Health Month. So to find true peace, of course, we have to rely on the Lord. There is no true peace outside of Him, but there are things that we can do right now in the middle of this isolating time with coronavirus. There are things that we can do to safeguard our mental health. Some of those are finding new ways that you can connect with people. You all need your friends. You really do. God clearly told us that we're not supposed to be alone. He clearly told us to not stop meeting together. That's an Acts, and we're supposed to be together, but right now we can't. So we have to find new ways in order to connect with our friends and to share in life and have relationships for our mental health. So make sure that you are taking care of your eyes, but also taking care of your mental health this month by reaching out to people and letting them know when you're struggling with anxiety or depression, because those things right now are really big struggles for a lot of people around the world. So take care of yourself. Passing it to Mr. Treon. How's it going, Mr. Treon?
Going good. I'm glad I could join today. So I want to share with all of my students. I know that they love penguins almost as much as me. So I just wanted to share some facts about penguins today. Everybody knows that there are penguins in Antarctica, but did you know that there are also penguins in Africa as well? So if you look up African penguins, you'll find some interesting information that it tells you that there are penguins who live on the very southern tip of Africa, and they make some weird noises as well. So you can find some good YouTube videos that can tell you a little bit about them. Of course, they are as cute as ever, and penguins are the best animal in existence. And so if you want to find some fun things to look at today, look up an African penguin. Next.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Mr. Treon. I don't know if I can agree that penguins are the best animal, but those were some pretty cool facts. as usual, I'm bringing you a list of YouTube videos for you to take a break with this week. And I'll come back here in a second to maybe not a good idea Monday, because we're going to watch that one together here in a minute. On Tuesday, we have a video. As you know, Tuesdays are teeny tiny Tuesdays. This week we have Marcel the Shell with shoes on. I don't know if you've met Marcel the Shell, but he's excellent. On Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, we've got a video from Homestar Runner, which millennials will giggle at, but you probably haven't heard of before. Back in the olden days, when it took 15 or 20 minutes to log on to the internet with the phone, we used to watch what's called Homestar Runner videos, and this week I'm bringing to you one about Fluffy Puff marshmallows and Melonade. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Know that this video is one that I once had memorized word for word. Oh gosh. On Thursday, we've got Thought-Provoking Thursday. I found a video of crows using tools to get what they need, because crows, as we know, are actually the best animal. And then for Old Favorites Friday, I have the poem read by Edgar Oliver, which is called The Donuts Luncheonette. If you've taken my class before, you've probably seen Edgar Oliver read The Donuts Luncheonette. And that little weird giggle of his, man, what a unique human being. But now I'm going to share with you maybe not a good idea Monday. And this week we have what happens if you will, nope, I'm not allowed to share my screen. But I think Miss Neal can help us out. It's what will happen if you photocopy water. It's maybe not a good idea. Dang.
Oh my goodness. Whoa.
Can you imagine what would happen to us if we photocopied water at Kai? The office ladies would throw a hissy fit. We would be in so much trouble.
We would.
Maybe not such a good idea. All right, Miss Schaus, it's your turn. Take it away.
On today's adventure, no, I'm not going to do that. On today's episode of Adventures at the Schaus House, I'm going to show you what's been growing in that dirty stuff. It's just wild. They're getting so tall. Oh, look at that broccoli. Oh, man. So good for you. Oh, spinach. Don't you just love spinach? And those are my tomatoes that finally started growing. And as I told you all last time, weather is so crazy. We never get to see it in the band room because there's no windows. Today, there's water falling from the sky. Oh my goodness. My glasses have water on them. Little tiny specks. So weird. It's wild out here. Get out here and check it out, guys. Back to you, Miss Neal.
All right, guys. It was so great to be together again this week. Just to let you all know, we're praying for you. Don't forget to take care of your health. Don't forget to have some awesome snacks. Don't forget to do a little dance. Don't forget all of those awesome things that we shared to make moments, create special moments. And we will see you guys next week. All right. Goodbye.
You guys.